What is up, YouTube? So today we are going to be going over the top 5 mages in the current meta. Remember, this is all based upon me playing competitive, what I see in ranked, and what I see in casuals. Not 110%, but to me, it's pretty clear that these are some of the top mids. Definitely gods you want to focus on. I'm going to go ahead and explain why and count down from 5 all the way to 1. After those 5, I will talk about some of the gods that are sitting on the edge, kind of just right outside of top 5, and some gods that have fallen off a little bit more we thought might be in the top 5. So with that being said, we're going to jump right into it, and we're going to go ahead and start. I'm already under mages. We're going to go ahead and start at number 5. Number 5 for me is going to be Neath. Neath fell out of meta when pots became the core starting item for mages in the mid lane. She was very good before. She's really safe. She can peel for herself with her stun. She can actually be very aggressive if you use the root properly. She's got her invis to help her juke out. And like we were saying, she's safe with the ult. She can, I don't know, she does very well against a lot of gods when she can use the ult properly. Her mobility is not super high, but her self peel and her ability to save some time is very, very good. Now, purple pot's out of the meta, so mid clear isn't as crazy. And that makes her a little bit more, well, a lot more useful, a lot more potent. You will see her in the meta being played, that's for sure. She combos well with a lot of gods. Her early clear isn't perfect, but she can compete with everybody. So that's what is key with Neath. The ult late game is awesome. The ability to blow people up is insane. The combo off of her 2, her 3, and her 1 is just ridiculous. The top players are all going to use her passive properly, which is the root auto attack. You auto 4 or 5 times, and then you get a root on your next auto attack. People will use their autos up, save them. They won't auto waves to clear. They'll just clear with their abilities. They'll save that root auto, and then they'll roam through the jungle. They'll find somebody. They'll blow them the fuck up. They'll insta kill them with the jungler, or they'll poke them out and then go do an objective. That's what your top Neath players will do. That's just pretty standard for anyone who's playing Neath properly. So Neath is our number 5. That's probably a little bit of a surprise to some people. Next on the list shouldn't surprise anybody. It's Janus. Once again, pot's not core in the starter item spot. It's not going to be a starter item anymore. So Janus's clear is fine while he doesn't full clear instantly at level 1. His clear can keep up. He does very well. His global ult is the key to, not the key to his kit, but it's very, very strong. It makes him, his presence is everywhere. He can snipe people and do damage across the map. He can rotate his team in. You can go from solo side ult over to Gold Fury if the team goes for it when you're ganking solo lane. The damage coming out of his 2, the combo out of his portal 2, the mobility out of this god once you get out of those early stages is really, really, really good. He just excels. He always has. It's obviously the players who know how to position and play him properly. The ones that are almost never seen in a team fight. They're just throwing their 2s around walls, over the side. They're using their portals to be in and out. Those are the people who are playing Janus properly. That's how you will see Janus played. And you will see Janus in this meta. Janus just isn't going anywhere. He's so fucking good with the on the players who play him right. Granted, not too hard to play him right. That's why you definitely should focus some time into Janus if you haven't really mastered Janus or played much Janus. He's just really good. His damage is insane. He just gets better and better and better as the game goes on. His ramp up is kind of ridiculous. Next on the list, this will definitely surprise people. Now, don't freak out right away. Neath is number 3 on the list. Now, Neath was played in the mid lane, if you guys don't forget. Not too long ago, hunters were being played in the mid lane, but more so Neath was originally. Neath is almost played like a mage in the mid lane. A lot of people build a little bit more ability based or just more pure damage pen, whatever. Well, with Golden Bow coming into the game, Neath got a lot weaker, wasn't played in the ADC role as much, wasn't played in the mid role as much because the clear wasn't special. She didn't have this great clear because Golden Bow was in the game. Other hunters could also clear now with just their auto attacks. Well, Golden Bow is out of the game, so we're looking at Transcendent starts and Death Toll starts pretty much exclusively. Transcendent start on Neath gives you the mana, gives you power. Neath has crazy clear, crazy fight potential with the root lockdown. Anyone who isn't super mobile, she can just lock them down and do a shit ton of damage. She has sustain off the 2, mobility off the backflip. The global presence out of the ult, probably the key. Probably the one thing that, with everything else, just makes Neath an amazing mid. If solo laners are fighting, a lot of times solo laners fight and they sit around 60% health. Like they'll just hang out around there, each of them, because they're fighting and whacking each other back and forth, right? Well, with Neath on the board, the other team solo laner cannot do that. If they get low enough to where the solo lane just all ins and the Neath throws an ult over, that person will die. So that's right at level 5. That solo lane's already scary. The Neath doesn't even have to leave the lane if Neath is just not in the right position to rotate, had to back for some reason. Neath will always have presence in whatever lane is fighting. So if the other team rotates the duo lane, Neath can throw that ult out and help out with a counter kill, help out with peel, help out with just damage without even being there. So that ult early to mid game is just, it's unreal. Like, you can use it very easily, right? It's really not too hard to use. You just got to communicate with your team. And if you're using the ult at all, as long as you're not throwing it on like the wrong target every single time, you will see a lot out of Neath. Pair Neath with anyone who can stun or lock down to guarantee the root is going to be awesome. A Thor stun, an Awilix flip, anything that really locks down for this god will just guarantee the damage even more. Pair Neath with, say, an Ao Kuang, and you can throw the ult out just to get them low enough. Like, the ult doesn't even have to guarantee the actual kill. It just has to get them to 30%, and then Ao Kuang throws an ult in and they're dead. It's just very potent. You will see a lot more Neath. A lot of players, like I said before, like last year around Worlds time, a little before Worlds, we're playing a lot of Neath middle. Expect to see a lot more Neath mid again, and it's going to be kind of annoying. Even without Red Bot being in the game, Neath clear is fine, and it's going to be pretty annoying. Now, next on the list, we will go back to our mages. This one really might surprise you, but it shouldn't. It's Soul. Soul's damage without Purple Pot is still ridiculous. The 2 hits very fucking hard. The ult hits very hard. She has a safe, quick mobility. It's not a dash or anything, but the 3 makes her very safe. You can use the immunity. A lot of players have mastered using the immunity and just they know how to use it, not even waste beats. It's awesome the what people can do with Soul as a mage player. Her clear is fine in the mid lane. She does a lot of poke damage. At level 5, she has kill potential, comboing the ult off of any ability. She's got sustain with her 1. She's really good. Once again, she was being played in the mid lane not too long ago. She's been seen back and forth still in the mid lane. She's very, very, very good. Very potent. Very annoying. She allows for you to clear and contest at mid harpies. Realistically, if she uses her poke properly and doesn't always waste it or just miss it, then you can really poke people out and guarantee a lot of objectives that normally you can't, especially with the combo off of the 2 and the ult. Hitting at the same time is just immense damage. And Soul should not be really... Soul isn't necessarily the number... Like, you don't have to play Soul all the time to be a good mid laner right now. That's not what I'm trying to say. Those top or bottom 4 gods, I guess, the 5, 4, 3, and 2, these gods can all be interchanged. Whichever gods you play more, you play better, those are the ones you're obviously going to focus on. If you're looking at picking up a new god, Soul is a great god to pick up in the mid role, in the mage role. It's going to be something that's seen at competitive. It's going to be something you see in ranked, something you see in casuals. Try it out. See which gods are your best and focus on those. You don't have to play all 4 of these gods. You can just mix and match and play the ones that are more for your playstyle, you know? That's just how any role is going to work. Now, for number 1, this will not surprise you at all. It's Rajan. Rajan is amazing. Rajan is so good. He still clears without Purple Pot. There's nothing you can really do about it. He has poke potential with his 2 and 1. Even his 3, you can use the poke, but his 3 is safe. He's got the mobility. He's got the long range ult. Granted, it's gotten some nerfs. It's still amazing. You can get off all 4 of the attacks in the ult very easily. You can use it to control people. You can use it to just do crazy damage. The comboing and burst out of this god is unreal. The main thing that makes him number 1, aside from his full kit, is the fact that it does enough damage to clear level 1, level 2, and no one can really contest Rajan. There's nothing really that's contesting that clear at this point. It's gonna be like that for a while, it seems. Rajan's really good. This doesn't mean you have to play Rajan once again. It means Rajan, in my eyes, at competitive level, is really just awesome. It doesn't mean he's first pick. It doesn't mean you're going to see him first picked. There are gods that are way better than Rajan, and you can get away with playing against the Rajan, and you can beat it. It's just very, very strong and has a lot of potential. Obviously, a god you want to play. Now, for the other gods that aren't really mentioned, or you might see falling off, like Scylla. Scylla's clear, got hit by the Purple Pot. The main thing is Scylla can't clear like level 1, level 2, and then contest mid harpies as fast, which is a problem, which is why Scylla was so good. Scylla could clear early and then had this great ramp up. Mid game, late game was amazing. Ability to use the ult was just awesome for right off the start. Well, now that the clear isn't there, the extra kill potential isn't there, you don't see Scylla as much. She is still good. That doesn't mean she's garbage. It means she's sitting right outside of the top 5 for me. The clear is just so important without pots being in the game that you can fall behind really quick. It's not really so snowbally because the red pots don't do. They're not in the game. There's no red pot, no purple pot to control as much of the game. But getting mid harpies, getting fire creeps over and over again, having the pressure is going to be very important in any game, and it's going to help you. It doesn't necessarily mean you're going to win. It just helps a lot. So Scylla doesn't really do that well in that side of things. Isis, another god we thought would see probably top 5 in this meta, not doing as great, mainly because Isis was the best clear god for the longest time last year. She cleared level 1, threw her 1 out, couple autos because the AoE auto attack, boom, wave was cleared, always had pressure, had stun up after that, could get a lot of poke out. Well, now that Rajan full clear is pretty much at level 1, there is a god that can contest that, and Isis just doesn't seem to be doing as well against a lot of the junglers that have been put in the game. You're gonna see a lot of aggression even without the red pots, meaning there's gonna be gods, there's gonna be junglers who want to fight. They're not necessarily gonna get those kills they would have with the red pots, the purple pots, but they are going to be looking to play aggressive. Isis can do well. It's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying Isis is bad, but you say Erlang Shen against an Isis, and Erlang Shen's just gonna run up to an Isis, not give a shit about anything, and they're just put out the pressure. A lot of the junglers that are going to be played a lot are going to be able to put out the same amount of pressure as Isis right now, mainly because of wave clear. So you're not going to see Isis as much. On the other, for other gods, there really aren't that many. Vulcan we might see in the meta. I haven't seen much Vulcan, so I don't want to talk about him too much. His new passive, I like it a lot. He has potential. Probably going to be a niche pick for some players and not be a top pick. Zeus kind of fell out, low mobility, the fact that purple pot isn't in the game to counteract the low mobility. Usually Zeus would just fight. Zeus would be like, fuck you, I know I don't have mobility, so I'm just going to turn and beat your ass. Well, without purple pot, it's not as scary, and the mobility becomes more of an issue. That's really the gods we're seeing in the mid lane. If you guys have any other gods that you think should be in this list, go ahead and tell me in the comments below. I am looking at this list. I can't see any more. Culkin, maybe. Not really going to be a top pick. Nox, maybe. Not going to be a top pick. Poseidon, Ra, all not going to be top picks. It's just not going to happen. They might get niche picked, but they're not going to be in your top 5. I suggest you pick up those top 5 gods. You start playing them. You figure them out. Figure out the ones you really, really like. Focus on them, and you will do well. Those are the gods that you will see a lot of, and they're just very, very good gods to learn right now. So hopefully this video helps you guys, let you guys know kind of what's going on in the mid lane. Like I said, leave comments below if you have any advice for these videos, if you want to see anything differently in these videos, if you want to talk about the picks I made, just comment below and I do read them. I will talk to you guys about it. If you like this content, if you want to see more of it, hit a like and make sure you subscribe to the channel. It helps a lot. I will see you all in the YouTube video tomorrow. Sacred stone. Oh, this you crazy mother.